Well, we've done an hour and about 5 minutes on the NFL, so it's time to flip to college football because the bracket is out. People have opinions. We have ours. I'll let you go first on it, Josh.
So I agree with the top four. Maybe I would have flipped Ohio State and Georgia, but it's not really a big deal. The teams that are hosting games, yeah, that's fine. Alabama staying in doesn't really surprise me. You don't want to de-incentivize teams from playing in the conference championships. But why do we have both James Madison and Tulane in? They are they are
Go
going
ahead.
to
Go ahead.
they are going to get absolutely slaughtered by both Oregon and Ole Miss. And I know everybody's up in arms about Miami and Notre Dame. Well, guess what? Here's why. BYU got destroyed by Texas Tech again in the Big 12 championship. So that basically removed them. So then you put Miami and Notre Dame right next to each other. Well, guess what? Go back to week one. Who won that game between Notre Dame and Miami? Oh, yeah, that's right. Miami. So I'm completely fine with Miami making the jump over Notre Dame. And hey, Notre Dame, you put this stupid clause in that over the next 6 years, if you're top 12, you're guaranteed a playoff spot. And now you and the ACC are going back and forth saying, oh, the ACC was vouching for Miami and this has done permanent damage to our relationship with the ACC. Well, guess what? Here's the thing. All I have to do is this. Hey, Big Ten, can we join your conference? Hey, SEC, can we join your conference? Hey, Big 12, can we join your conference? That's all you have to do, Notre Dame. But no, we're Notre Dame. We're too prideful to join a conference. We're going to remain independent. Grow up, grow a set of balls, join a freaking conference.
Well done, sir. I'm going to echo your sentiments, but I'm going to do it in a more classy, professional, unranting way.
I don't do that style. That's not me.
I know, and it's usually not me either. But here's the reality. And here's why I can't get too upset about anything you said, because everything is true. First of all, in my opinion, the college football committee showed their true colors on Sunday around 12:30 p.m. Eastern time when this bracket was revealed. What do I mean by that is this. The committee style of putting in 12 teams for the college football playoff is absolutely and positively a joke, and it is broken.
100%. I fully agree with you.
The fact that we need to put in two Power 4 teams because they won their conference championship because we don't want to get a litigation lawsuit. So let's put in Tulane and James Madison.
Well, they're group of 5 teams, not Power
4. Group of 5, yeah. Because we had to put in Tulane and James Madison is hysterical, wrong, and pointless when you are trying to make the 12 best teams, which again does not equal Tulane and James Madison. That already discounts your argument. The fact that Alabama got destroyed by Georgia. Now, I get it. They probably have the best road win of anybody in college football this season, going into Athens and getting that win in September. And we're saying Miami beating Notre Dame in September counts, then Alabama beating Georgia in September has to count. I understand that. But the fact that they did not drop not one spot and they get a chance to play Oklahoma, and the fact that Ohio State goes from just number 1 to number 2 because they lost the Big Ten championship game by only a field goal tells me that we need to completely get rid of conference championship weekend. And to me, what it should be is you have your top 10 teams decided, and it should not be by a committee. It should be by a formula based on strength of schedule, standard of victory, who you play, when you play, come up with a formula, and that's how we get the 10 teams. Then you would have 11 face 12 and 13 face 14. Those two winners would become the 11th seed and the 12th seed in the college football playoff. And on championship weekend turns into that 14 two-game play-in scenario, and we decide it on the field. This year, for example, you could have done Miami versus BYU and Alabama versus Notre Dame. And those would have been your two games played. The two
What
winners
about
would have gotten
Texas,
in.
though?
And okay, so you're right. Let's say Bama's the 9. Let's keep Bama at 9. And you could put Miami, Notre Dame, and Texas against BYU.
Okay.
That's your 4.
And Vanderbilt's going to obviously have an issue with that, but
well, everybody's going to have an issue with it. So then, to me, the only other solution is you expand the playoff to 16, and you say, okay, Big Ten champion gets in, SEC champion gets in, ACC, yada, yada, yada. But why was the ACC championship game between a 5-loss Duke team in Virginia and not Miami?
Because of stupid tiebreakers.
I know, and it's wrong, and it's pointless. And Notre Dame is acting like a bunch of crybabies. They need to join a conference. Listen, college football is college in name only. At this point, it is pro football adjacent. Once you introduce the name, image, and likeness and the transfer portal, where we have coaches like Brian Hartline, and you have obviously Lane Kiffin left. There was Matt Campbell now leaving Iowa State to go to Penn State. There was one other coach who I believe also retired. Might have been, I don't remember who it was.
You have the James Madison coach leaving to go be the new head coach at UCLA.
So you have all this stuff happening in the middle of the college football playoff that it should not be happening. There needs to be guardrails around this. It's so wrong on so many levels. It's why I can't get worked up about it, because the bottom line is I think we're going to have a great playoff. I think there's going to be some good games, but to get there is a joke. It's a television rating bonanza, and Notre Dame does have one legitimate gripe that we both talked about last week. Both of these teams, Notre Dame and Miami, did not play last week. So why did the committee rank Notre Dame ahead of Miami and then essentially flip them this week? That made no sense. And that, to be honest with you, is unfair, which is Notre Dame's argument.
Yes, but for Notre Dame to then go, oh, we're going to decline the bowl. Oh, come on. Grow a set.
Well, I mean, I'll be honest with you. They should get rid of bowl games. And I think they're going to. Bowl games don't matter anymore. It's clearly CFP or bust is what Notre Dame is saying. And that's going to be the future of college football. This sport now is, as I said, pro adjacent. There's money involved. You have a coach, you have a quarterback, and you can win. Look no further than Indiana. They turned their program around in 2 years from a joke to potentially winning the national championship.
Which Fernando Mendoza was named a Heisman Trophy finalist alongside Jeremiah Love of Notre Dame, Diego Pavia of Vanderbilt, and Julian Sayin of Ohio State. Those are your 4 Heisman finalists.
And I think Mendoza absolutely played his way into being the number 1 pick in the NFL draft. I was really impressed with the way he played on the move against that Ohio State defense. First play of the game, he takes a shot. Everybody thinks he's out for the game. His brother, who's the backup quarterback, comes in, and then he makes big throws at the end of the game to seal it.
Yeah, I thought, Ohio State would let Indiana hang around for the first quarter and then say, okay, we're done with this, and put them away. Because
I told all my Ohio State buddies this. I said losing Saturday night was the best thing to happen to you guys. Because in the second round, you're going to get Miami or Texas A&M as opposed to Oklahoma or Alabama. Yeah, I'd rather be the 2 seed. I'd rather have to go through Georgia than go through Oklahoma or Bama and then have to go through Oregon because they're going to beat the hell out of James Madison.
Well, once Oregon beats James Madison, they'll have to play Texas.
Yeah, but I think they'll beat Texas Tech personally.
I actually would pick Texas Tech to win that game.
Okay, well, that's interesting. We'll make our picks next week, obviously, when it comes to the bracket.